think we are live. Yay, officially live. Okay. Super excited to connect with you today. Today is a special day. It's the 11/11 portal. And when it comes to November, this is my month. It's my birth month. And so I just get so excited and I just want to give back. And I'm going to talk a little bit about 11/11 in a second. Um, but welcome. If you're new to me, my name is Donnell. I am a facilitator, a mentor in embodied leadership, sovereign leadership, and I am excited to share some of what I do best, which is frequency activations, which are really channeled from source energy, and I bring to you just to help elevate. And today, being this portal and this gateway, it's really exciting because we have an opportunity to quantum leap. This month, there's a lot of opportunities with the eclipse season that's coming up for that as well. But specifically with today, think of it as a doorway, it's a portal. And if you go back to like January 1st, so 1/1, and think about what you're intending for that day, what you are wanting to see happen, and then really getting in touch with where you are at right now in your life. Really thinking about how far you've come, what you're ready to let go of, and really like what's that area of your life that you're ready to elevate, to go to the next level of abundance in. And I really want to focus on abundance for this specific one because I just had the most incredible blessing of spending time with amazing women in a retreat I co-facilitated with Whitney Yarnell in Maui. I just got back not last night, but the night before. And oh my God, it just blew my freaking mind, this retreat. I can't see who's on live. Say hello. Let me see if I can see if there's any comments because the comments are not. Oh, there they are. It's so weird that it won't let me see. Hey, Christina. Hey, Lauren. Thank you for my almost birthday wishes. I'm getting really excited for this birthday, believe it or not. So back to this retreat and how I'm going to really focus it into this meditation. When I tell you miracles happened during this retreat, like it's like I feel like a giddy little girl because it was mind blowing. The energy, not because myself or Whitney, we it's not about us taking credit for like, oh, we did such a, yeah, we facilitated and created a really cool experience, and we went on a sunset cruise and we went hiking and swimming in waterfalls, and Maui does not disappoint, and there's all sorts of things like that. But that's not the magic I'm talking about. The magic I'm talking about is when Whitney and I let ourselves be vessels to receive the divine feminine and watch the grace and the miracles and the beauty unfold. Our retreat was focused on super abundance. And so kind of the theme that I'm going to bring you guys into is if you want to receive the next level of your life, you really have to be really ready to receive all of you. And I'm going to say it just from like a frequency perspective. If you run away from pain, if you don't like to deal with like the heaviness that life has to offer, and you're like, oh, but that's not manifesting. If I like focus on the bad things in my life, then I'm going to bring more bad in. No, that is complete like outdated BS. Like the truth of the matter is when it comes to, I'll call it futuring, and calling in your most brilliant, aligned, elevated future, it's based upon your ability to receive all of you. And what that essentially means, right, is that when you are going through your life and there's difficulty happening, you are able to be with yourself. You're able to hold that energy. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I lost something and I'm just going to like bypass it and just get on to the next thing. Because when we push away pain, or we push away, because pain is an indication that there's a part of you that needs to work through something. Anger is an indication of maybe boundaries that need to be put. Like all these things are helping us come back to our soul, right? But if you push it away and you're like, I don't want to feel that, then, you're really telling the universe, God, I can only handle this much. This is my bandwidth for my life. When in reality, you want to be able to keep expanding because you feel safe within yourself and you can hold all the energy. So the secret sauce really to having the life that you desire and that you manifest is to be able to feel safe within your body, to hold all the frequencies, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, so that you can just be in a space of fluidity, flow, so you can welcome in and receive your future. Receive it because you're not in resistance to anything. You're not resisting a feeling, you're not resisting life. You're just like, here I am, I'm open, and I'm freaking ready for this, And I think so many of us spend so much of our lives the opposite, where we're like, I don't want to feel that. That's yucky. That's icky. I don't want to do that. But the whole thing is, we're on a planet of duality. We have to feel. So, I'm going to take you through a little meditation here, an activation. Hi, Lena. You are so sweet. You're a gorgeous woman, and goddess and empress. And so, what these frequency activations are, I'm just going to tell you really quick. Basically, it's just like my meditation on steroids. I just do healing work. So there's lots of codes, lots of energy. I'm activating you into seeing your own truth, your own intuition, your own ability to intuit from the divine, the messages that are going to help you come into the highest alignment and highest expression of who you are. And I use quantum healing, futuring, whatever comes through for me, I do it because I'm just channeling it as I go. So this one, like I said, though, is for us to receive more. So I want you to just think about, today, like I said, if you're just hopping on on January 1st to today, where have you come? How far have you come? What are you ready to let go of so you can step into the newness? So you can step into the new things, the elevated aspect of your life. Okay. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to invite all of you to close your eyes because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to get our little meditation on. So closing and starting to, let's do the 5, 5, 5, 5 times. So that is a 5 count inhale, 5 count pause, 5 count exhale in a rhythm of 5, doing it 5 times, which is going to really get you in your body. So I'm going to do a couple with you. And as you start to breathe, just really settling into the vastness of your physical vessel. Just feeling your body, noticing if it's tight. Maybe you're holding energy in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. Maybe you feel some tension in your stomach. I invite you with your exhale to start breathing all of that out. Just releasing, letting go, seeing your body as the barometer of your soul. What's it feeling today? What's the sensations that are arising when you are in stillness? When you come to the stillness of your being and really starting that conversation with your highest self just through listening to your body. And I want you to notice where your attention has been as of late. Have you been focused on the past, very familiar past? Have you been worrying about the future? And for today, with this energy, just bringing all your attention and focus into the now moment. And for some of you, maybe you've been dispersing your energy into all these different spaces and places in your life. So I encourage you to almost imagine that there's like a magnetic force, like a magnet within you that right now is going to call back all your energy into your being. And it's going to be cleansed and high frequency. Just imagining all the energy that you've left in different places with different people and conversations and circumstances coming back to you now. Cleansed through source. Filling you up. Bringing back your life force vitality. And then I want you to anchor into your body through your heart. So I want you to imagine that you're coming to a beautiful door of your heart. And this door represents how closed, protected, opened your heart is today. And there is no judgment with this, right? This is not like, oh, my heart's closed, something must be wrong with me. Maybe you need to protect your heart right now. But the invitation always is, how can we have an open heart with boundaries? And so I want you to imagine just like taking stock and inventory of your door. Like if there's a color, if it's wood, if it's ornate, if it's glass, if it's French doors, like whatever you see. And if it's like double bolted, or maybe it's just ajar. Maybe it's just so welcoming. It's saying, come in. I'm waiting for you. And so I want you to imagine wherever it's at that you're just going to open the door and you're going to step into that portal, the portal and gateway to your divinity, into your sacred room of your heart that is your sanctuary. And as you come into this space, just noticing how you feel. Also recognizing that today being a special day of 11/11, like you're also stepping into a space of infinity, timelessness, where we leave behind this realm of linear thought and time, and that we have to go through all these processes to get to our elevated, future and selves. What if we were just to let all of that go today? So I want you to imagine that when you're in this beautiful space of your heart, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to call in your soul self, like that highest expression of you. So I always like to do it by saying, I command and declare that I'm bringing in my highest self right here into my heart. And for some of you that are visual, you can imagine a dim light in your heart. And every time you breathe, that light gets bigger and brighter and more luminous until your whole heart is just emanating light. Knowing that you are really bringing that energy straight into your body, straight into your physical vessel, so that you can be connected and integrated. And then from there, I want you to start thinking about the content of your life. I asked you to think about where you've been in these last 11 months of your life. And what has taken up the most energetic capacity within your body, within your thoughts, within your emotions, and starting to just feel, maybe, like you don't need to know every single thing that is, standing in the way of your next level, but just starting to kind of get a feeling for what's been taking up a lot of space lately. We have those looping thoughts, or maybe that emotional pattern that keeps showing up whenever we're ready to go to our next level. And what I want you to do today is imagine that is creating a ball of energy. So all that content, all that vibrational content is going to form into a ball of energy. And your hands, holding that energy, and just noticing as soon as you start to hold it, does it feel like the most heavy, bowling ball of energy you've ever felt? And your hands are just falling to the ground almost? Or does it feel light and expansive? It's there, but somehow you have a relationship to it, so it's not taking up as much space. Once again, no right or wrong, just really taking inventory to understand how you're showing up in relationship to your life. And then I want you to call in your version of divine source, God, universe, into the space of your heart. And if you've never done that before, just imagining that unconditional love is really coming into the space of your heart first and foremost. A lot of people tell me they don't really know what it feels like to welcome in the divine into their hearts. But there's no better place to start than right now. So I want you to imagine that that energy is filling up the room of your heart. And you are going to surrender that ball of energy. Not an act of giving up, but an act of starting to step into the field of infinite potential and possibility. Knowing that you don't have to figure out all these things in your life. It's not your job to always have to think of the how you're going to release things, how you're going to figure this out. And when you start to hand over and surrender some of these bigger things in your life, this content of your life, you make room and space for grace. So just knowing that you're releasing energy, but you're also welcoming in this new possibility. Actually, multiple possibilities. So just taking a deep breath just to like really take that in. And then from there, I just want you to prepare your energy field for this piece that we're going to be doing. And so I just want you to work with the frequency of white light. So I'm going to bring in white light through your crown chakra. I want you to bring it in, but I'm just visualizing it with you too. And having that white light really help you cleanse your energy field, like letting it release any distortions, densities, heaviness, anything that's keeping you from being in alignment, just letting that go. And then having that energy maybe leave through a grounding cord. Just creating a grounding cord from your root chakra down to the center of the planet. Letting all that energy move out stuff, releasing. Maybe noticing if there's a specific chakra or energy center that you feel like you're holding more energy in, and just having it really blast that area. And then I want you to just take a couple deep breaths to facilitate any last movement. And then we're going to stop the intake of that white light. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little soul travel. So I just want you to imagine that your soul is gently tethered to your heart. And we're going to go, like I said, for a little journey. And the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to imagine that you're going through a golden archway of light. And that's just source energy. You're just going to go through it. And that is just like your protection for the journey that we're about to partake on. Just like moving through that. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go, just because I was in a place like this, we're going to go to a body of water that is connected to a waterfall. Lush, like tropical area. Even if you've never been there, just imagining that it's warm outside. There's this beautiful water, blue water, very like crystalline, where you can see your reflection in the water. It's so clear. And this really powerful waterfall coming down. And I want you to imagine that you're going to sit next to the body of water. You're going to sit next to it. And I'm going to ask that you really allow your subconscious mind, your intuition, to be fully activated. So for some of you, it might be a little bit of a stretch to do stuff like this, but what I want you to imagine is like there's like a little switch you can flip like you can just call it like in your head, where you just like flip that switch up, and all of a sudden stuff that you wouldn't be able to access, things that you wouldn't be able to see, maybe stuff that, you know, feelings that you didn't know before, like everything starts to become more accessible. You're really activating your pineal and pituitary gland to receive the information that source in your highest self is always trying to get through to you. So you're going to look in this beautiful body of water, and you're going to see your reflection, but you're going to see a special reflection. Because, yes, I want you to see the beauty of your being, but I want you to look down, and what you're going to see is you. But I want you to start to access the part of you, the version of you, even maybe the shadowy part of you that is telling you that you can't have that elevated aspect of your life, that maybe there's a part of your life that you really want to see come into fruition. And in order to get to that, right? We're not there yet. We're going to get there in a second. But in order to get to that elevated aspect of your life, you might have to confront an aspect of you that has been blocking you. And so I just want you to see when you look into the water. And for some of you, maybe seeing is not you. Maybe it's just going to be a knowing. But let that water, that crystalline water, reflect back to you your truth. How is this version of you operating, this past self? What are the beliefs that she is creating and living by that have constructed this current reality? And obviously, these are not the beliefs that are supporting your best and highest. This is something that literally is an obstacle or a challenge that needs to be addressed so that you can have the abundance that you desire. And maybe this is a part of you that you still have shame about from the past. Maybe this is a shadowy part of yourself that you just have not yet accepted. And in not accepting her or him, it's like the elephant in the room all the time. It's like an energy that's just always there. It's always in the peripheral. It's not allowing you to move forward in the ways that you desire. So I want you to imagine that you're just getting some clarity on that aspect of you that is really tied to the past. That, if given the chance, just really wants to be accepted by you. Because by accepting this part of yourself, you're really giving yourself permission to receive more of what's available to you. So I want you to ask your intuition, what is it that I need to do right now with what I'm being shown? Is it acceptance? Is it love? For some of you, if it's an old belief, let's say, that's based on worthiness, that is related to your childhood or something, some former trauma, this is your opportunity to let it go. This is your opportunity to clear it out. So once you get clarity on that aspect of you, that thing, whether it's a belief, a feeling, a part of you, and then what I want you to imagine is that you're going to commit. You're going to decide today, on this very powerful day, that you're either going to make peace, accept, understand, and maybe even start to, maybe it's love that version of yourself. So you're going to go to the waterfall, and there just happens to be this kind of ledge where you can just step in, and this rock, and you just have the most perfect shoes on so that you can not slip on the rock like I did in Maui, but you can like step on the rock, you can sit on the rock, and you're going to be right underneath that waterfall. And that waterfall has this beautiful energy to it from Mama Earth that is cleansing. So you're going to start to allow the waterfall to move through your being, bringing all the frequencies and codes of whatever it is that your soul deems is necessary, because it's going to be different for all of you. And I feel love coming through the water, remembering that love, or water is programmable. So I'm going to program the water with love, the frequency of it, for each and every one of you, according to the perception, understanding, and definition of source. And then I want you to imagine, I'm going to do some healing work that I want you guys to think of that thing that you came up with, whether it's an old aspect of you, a belief system, a feeling that stops you in your tracks whenever you're about to like expand into your next level of your life. And I want you to imagine it balling up in your stomach, just like balling up. It's like a template. It's a blueprint that you've been operating under that is no longer necessary or even valuable, right? And if this is a shadowy aspect, first you have to accept that part of yourself and then understand why that shadowy part of yourself has been operating in that way. So I don't want you just removing the shadowy part of yourself. That's not how this works. But this is more for a belief. This is more for some thought process or emotional thing that has been getting in the way. So balling it up, and then you're going to take that ball of energy outside of you, about 3 feet in front of you, and you're going to imagine that it's going to start to spin. So just notice which way it's spinning. As it's spinning, it's releasing all the energetic access points it has to your physical, mental, emotional, and energetic body. Taking all of that out, that old blueprint, that old operating system that is no longer valuable. And then you're going to have it stop spinning, and then you're going to have it start going in the opposite direction. And this time, it's going to bring in energy of gifts. So thinking about whatever it is that you're releasing, what's the opposite? Like if you were to receive it in abundance, so if you're letting go of your old thought process of like not feeling worthy, then bring in your inherent worthiness of all the lifetimes you've ever lived where you've operated from the highest frequency of intrinsic self-worth. So whatever that is, imagining just light filling up this ball of energy, something that was once dark and heavy, now becoming light and brilliant and gorgeous and just filled with possibility and just this energy that feels so good. Having it stop spinning, and then as you're sitting, letting the waterfall, or still in the waterfall, just letting the water move over you, you're going to take that ball of light, you're going to bring it right above your head. And then you're going to bring this, now it's a ball of light and gifts. And I'm going to count to 3. And it's going to come through your crown chakra and drop in your heart. And you're going to have it implode. So 1, 2, 3, imploding. Just having it come into your heart, bringing all these new frequencies, all this new energy. Just feeling that, taking a deep breath. Receiving more of you. And as you receive more of you, you are creating more space to receive from source, from the universe. And so now I want you to imagine you're stepping out of the waterfall. It's like you're christened in this new energy. And you are going to go up a little bit, and it's really easy. There's just like this little walk, and you're going to be up standing on top of almost like a cliff, like a mountain, where you get to see down into like where the waterfall was, down into where the water was below. You get this beautiful bird's eye view, like this eagle eye view. And as you see the beauty of the land that you can imagine, I want you to understand that from this vantage point, not only are you stepping into a higher frequency, but you're also having the ability to see even more of what your next elevation of your life is. So I want you to imagine while you're up here, you receive visions, you receive knowing, understanding, a feeling of the future that's trying to reach you. And this isn't a future that you have to produce. This is a future that you get to receive. This is the divine feminine. This is an energy of allowing, having an open heart, trusting that life is working out in your favor. So what does it feel like? What are you seeing? What's coming through for you as far as your elevated life, your dreams? And I want you to breathe in. Breathe in whatever you're seeing, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're knowing. Trusting that as your heart starts to fill and swell with gratitude, because you know it's on its way to you, you start to become the vibrational match to receive that. And I want you to expand even a little bit more of that feeling that you're having in your heart of gratitude. Like really feeling in your body, like, oh my gosh, yes, this is on its way to me. Yes, I receive this. I don't have to work so hard for this. This is just something that I'm going to take faith in action. I'm going to move towards it. But I'm really allowing it to come to me. And the last thing I want you to do is I want you to imagine that there's this beautiful sun streaming as you're on top of this vista. And I want that sunlight to be the energy of source. So just letting your body be penetrated by this warmth, sealing in the energy of what you're receiving, and asking yourself, what is my next step? What is my next step in order to declare to the divine and to the universe that I am a fuck yes for this? Excuse my language. What are you going to do to bring this in? What's that next intuitive step you need to take to really decide? And just get clarity on that. Let the divine fill you up and seal in this energy of the healing that's taking place, of the activation that's taking place within your energy field. And then I want you to imagine that you take one last look at everything before you go, and that you come back to the space of your heart and really breathe into that space. And imagine that you're planting those seeds of intent in the fertile garden of your heart. That you are committing, that you are the vibrational match to receive that dream, that future that you just saw. You've done the healing. You've moved some energy and created the space. And I just want you to hear yourself say, I am ready to receive. I am ready to give back and be in my gifts and be a light for the rest of the world in any way, shape, form I can. Because my happiness is something that inspires others. My joy, my abundance is something that I get to share everywhere I go. I choose to receive, and so it is. So much fun getting to hang out with you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this little fun activation. Taking some more deep breaths, and I would love for you to drink lots of water, because, you know, even though it seems like we're just using our imagination, we are energetic beings. We're working in the quantum field. I'm working on, you know, whether you're listening to the replay or you're in this real time, we're doing energy work. That's just the way it is. And so drink lots of water. And I wanted to share with you guys, I have a membership portal where I do activations like this every single month based on topics. I do a wisdom talk where I kind of go through different things that are going on, and then I do an activation in alignment with that. And I also do a new moon webinar in there every month. So if you are loving this energy and it feels fun to you and you really want to stay on top of your soul growth and evolution, I highly encourage you to check out my Soul Lab membership. It's $44 a month. It's like such a great deal. It's silly. So I will put that link in the comments. I hope that you all have a beautiful rest of your 11/11. I would love to have you in the portal because it's really my opportunity to stay really tightly and closely bonded with the clients that are in there. You also receive 20% discount on all my other offerings that I have, and it's just fun. It's just a beautiful way to continue to grow together. And I channel everything that's in there, so it's always kind of like up to date, what's in the moment, and you get all the replays of everything that I've done in the last year. Or year and a half. There's a bunch of different activations I've done, breath work, all sorts of things. So, anyway, just want to share that with you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your 11/11, and I will see you soon.